So this is the final leg of Hesketh Golf Club, and what a course it is, right? Now, we're looking at some huge mistakes that are made out on the golf course, and we're playing the final hole here. Now, this is probably one of the most beneficial videos that you'll watch that's not technical at all, not asking to change anything in your golf swing, but it's actually going to really help you lower your scores. What do we want? Lower numbers on our scorecard? This is exactly how you're going to do it. Let's hand over to the man himself. Oh wait, I mean me. Join me on 18.
Final hole. Now, something that's never talked about is how do you finish off a good round? How do you finish it off, by the way? Does any of you have like something that you stick to, something that you do? This is what I do. So now there's no easy thing about it, because if you're having a good round, you obviously know you're having a good round. There's no sort of lying about it. But I think you've got to embrace it, right? You've got to think, no matter how nervous you are, I mean, we all hear people say, have a routine, do this, do that. One thing I want you to do is, if you're having a good round and you're being aggressive throughout that round, or you've had a sort of a game plan in terms of aggression through the hit where you've not tried to guide the golf ball, the worst thing, and I know you do this because I do this as well, and this is the biggest mistake all golfers make out on the golf course, guaranteed, 100%. Biggest mistake we all make with driver, right? We get in play, we get on the last hole, we've driven well all day because we're under a handicap by 3 or 4 shots, get to the last hole, we start to guide it because we think, oh, just guide one down there. No, stick to it. And the way I want you to think about this is, I want you to think about the bit just after impact. So I've teed my golf ball up here because there's a leaf just in front of me. I want to really feel like I'm going to hit it through that leaf, not please go straight, because that's where we go wrong. Have the mentality of, no, I've been doing what I'm doing, I'm going to carry on doing it. Don't step back and go guide it, because that is going to cause you some serious issues. Big, big mistake. And that goes for if it's a par 3 to finish, whatever that is, right? But it's more what I see with driver. So this shot is playing a little bit off my left hand side with the wind. I want to finish it straight down, so I'm going to aim it left side of the fairway. Now, if this wind was any stronger, I would start to put my ball to the right of this tee and sort of aim it back into the wind, so I've got a bit more room. Rather than if I put it on the left side, I feel like the ball is going to get lost on that wind really easily, and that's not what we want. Right, hit through it. This is the finish. Par down here. We're par 4. We're a par. Oh, we're a par 5. Are we a par 5? Ah, we're a par 5. I thought it was a par 4, this. Makes me even happier. Might just be a bit right, that. Might just be a bit right. It won't be lost, but not great. I'm annoyed with that shot. A little bit stuck. Pretty much typical of what's happening today. We actually had to lay up on that one. Wrong fairway, really narrow shoot into the green, par 5. That would have been really, really silly to go for that one. So I've taken my medicine. I've really taken my medicine there. Right, okay, let's talk pitching. 91 yards. Now, how I do this is I sort of have a clock face method. So, and what I mean by a clock face method is I have it where I call it penciled in. So it's not like I have to stick to it religiously, because I used to write it in pen, and it might sound silly this, but used to write it in pen. It felt like it was so exact I couldn't be like flexible to those yardages, whereas a pencil, obviously you can always rub it out. So I've got 2 positions, 9 o'clock to 9 o'clock, and it's really important you have the correct speed of delivery. I don't want you to swing short and add loads of speed. Think of an elastic band. If you pull it back a little bit, it goes through a little bit slower. The more you pull it back, the faster it goes through. My second position, hands to shoulder, hands to shoulder. So 92 yards, I'm going to try and literally land this by 85, skip and stop. Off tight turf, these are the conditions where you can spin the golf ball. It's really important on how you can spin the golf ball is the fact that if you have a good golf ball, so premium golf ball, a softer golf ball, I use a Pro V1 or Pro V1X. We then have nice clean grooves and new grooves. We then create something called spin loft. So that's a mixture of how far you hit down the golf ball and how much loft you bring into impact. So the bigger the spin loft, up until a point, the more spin you're going to create. That's what we want to do, okay? So I'm going to aim to hit down this with a bit of loft, get it going in relatively low, but a lot of spin. So we keep this vector big, but slightly downwards. That's how you get that low spinner. Now, the conditions have a big part to play in this. A lot of you guys who play links golf off tight turf, going to tightly cut greens, will be able to spin it a lot more. If you're playing lush meadow grass and they don't cut your fairways that short of your golf club, you're going to equally struggle with this, the opposite to how easier they find it to do. Might look more intimidating, but it's actually easier to create some spin. Okay, so this is my 50, and it's 9 o'clock to 9 o'clock. I'm going to keep the face nice and neutral. I'm going to hit down on it. That's how I'm going to create big spin loft with some spin, but coming out relatively low. A bit long. Played nicely. Intention was there, but we're not scaring any flags with that shot. Okay, so not the best shot. Now, how good are these greens? Like, these are probably some of the best surfaces that I played on all year round. Like, not very fast, good pace, but so smooth. You know, if you hit a good putt, it's going to have a good chance of going in. It's your fault if it misses. Okay, so finishing off a good round. I think right there I could have got a little bit giddy from that second shot and thought, you know what, let's really finish strong and get it coming through this narrow portion. If we just spin round now, you can see how narrow that portion is. I was coming from sort of left side of your screen there. Laying up, take a punishment. I mean, even if I make par, right? That's still a great way to finish the hole. And even if that's net par for you, it's a great way to finish your round. Right, marker down. Again, go through your same process. You're going to be nervous. Your arms and your hands probably aren't going to feel like yours if you've got a good score in your hand. All I want you to be dialed in now. Not necessarily the line so much, unless it's a massive breaker, but more dialed in on the pace. Bin lid it, take the stress away. Oh. Small bin lid. Wow, what an enjoyable round. So there we go. That is the end of episode 4, part 2. We're at Hesketh Golf Club. Let me know what you think of this place. I think it's absolutely stunning. We played the back 9 here. And if you are enjoying this series, please don't forget to share it. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn the bell on, because don't miss any of the content. That goes for you if you're brand new to the channel or you've been a subscriber for ages. Turn your bell on. Don't miss any notifications. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you tomorrow.